Okay, we're live. What's up, guys? I was having some technical issues, but they are resolved. So we're on day 7 of our evaluation preparation, and we are not in a profit yet, but we're not doing so bad either because we're at break even pretty much, minus 55 bucks. The Nasdaq is our favorite instrument at the moment because it moves a lot quickly. We had a blast off, very bullish action, and now, well, it looks like it made a new high. In the early hours of the morning, price went down. I believe there's a market, some other region of the world besides US that trades during these hours, and they have been shorting it because around these times, looks like, one second. Yeah, around these times at 3 a.m., some early hours in the morning, the price has been going down for the past few days at least. Especially this big drop off here happened at 4 a.m. So back here again, after a big spike, right here, price going down in the early hours of the morning. And right now we're kind of consolidating. By the way, guys, this is not financial advice. Oh. Disclaimer, the content presented in this video is for entertainment and educational purposes only. The views and opinions expressed are solely those of the creator and should not be construed as financial advice. The creator does not sell any products or services, nor is affiliated with any of the trading platforms or tools mentioned. Trading involves risk and is not suitable for all investors. It is important to conduct your own research or consult with a professional before making any investment decisions. The creator assumes no responsibility for any losses or damages arising from the use of this content. Have to get it out of the way. Now we got my rules for the trading sessions. 10 days of following these rules is our main goal. If we can get through 10 days and not break the rules, then we are doing good, no matter the profit. Because after the 10 days is over, which we're on day 7, so only 3 more days to go. Once the 10 days are over, we are going to take our evaluation, 50K, to try to get funded by Trade A, that's the company. So they have a 50K evaluation, and I'm getting ready for it. As always, well, not as always, but as usual, we're gonna be scalping to try to get some quick profits. So we're gonna watch the lower time frames, the 1 minute, the 20-second, but we're also gonna be paying attention to the longer time frames, the 5 minute, the 3 minute, 10 minutes, etc. The problem here with our analysis is that we don't really have any information to the left because price had been making new highs. There's really nothing to the left indicating what could happen, except for, of course, the huge upward candles that we saw on Friday. March 1st. Wow, look at this huge imbalance left. Manipulation. In either case, we do have this zone mapped in where price was trading before that. Well, it was actually trading before half of this zone. So we consider this low an important low for our purposes. So it's a low that didn't leave our zone. And why did we make this zone, by the way? Because price was kind of halfway there and halfway, you know, making new highs. As you can see, price tapped into the area, went down, then went to half of the area, and that has been the place where price pushes up towards, never really reaching. But then again here, well, that was before. So this is kind of the beginning of that phase where price was hitting this area. Then once this happened, we saw this as half of the area. Price traded a little bit above that halfway between the area, within the area. Traded down, up, left the area, went up, left the area for a bit, but then now it went right through the area. Not before making this low that we're going to be paying attention to in the following days, or I don't know, hours, whatever it takes for price to come down here, if that's what it's going to do, because we are very bullish still, especially with this high being ran here, but not broken. So that might be indication that the price wants to trade up back to this area to break it. Or it could go to this kind of area, which it kind of did already here. Usually goes to about 80 to 90% or 70% of the peak, the last drop, I guess. Price traded here, bottomed out, but then went up into this area that we always like to watch, and then price traded even lower, breaking the low here. And of course we have a bunch of green candles here that we have to pay attention to. There's imbalances left, like this one here. There's an imbalance left here. So we're going to need to pay attention to that. By the way, this is again the 10-minute chart. Well, the imbalance really starts from this candle to this one here. And right there, that's where price is right now. We got this S&D zone here. We'll take a look at it on the 5-minute chart, see what it looks like. But just for reference, it's 12 p.m. on March 1st. So this is the 5-minute chart. Let's see what happened at 12 p.m. here. Right here. So yeah, an imbalance left. And it doesn't look as well. There was a wick, right? We kind of had a bar going up and then a wick down on the 10-minute. So definitely was there was a lot of little action going on, even though it was like an escalator, I guess, or like stairs going up. That's the huge imbalance left that we saw on the 10-minute. It's going to be an interesting day to see whether we are going to keep making new highs or trade lower. Of course, this is a very important area here. There's a big S&D zone too, so let's mark those areas. Okay, that one, I like that one for price to react from. And then this whole area actually, because, well, we're gonna take this one into account. This is the last high, then dropped here before breaking the high here. This high broke this high, so it was continuously going up. So this low is important. So we're going to go from here all the way to here as one of our areas. It's a big area, so it's a little trickier to make moves out of an area when it's bigger. But at least we have a sense of where the lows and highs are when price, and if price gets there. We have a somewhat of a range that we can work with. Of course, we have to watch and see what happens. So on that second area that I marked off, which is what I think an S&D zone, they're all kind of S&D zones except for this imbalance left here. There's a little imbalance left here too. That's more on the upside. Oh, right now price is actually trading up. So that imbalance becomes a little more relevant here. Where was it? From here to here. This time Seva's default, we don't have to. Okay, so price is gonna tap there. That might be a place where price keeps getting lower. We're gonna see what price does with these highs here. But the fact that this candle abruptly broke this high could be also a reversal point to start trading even higher. Definitely not the usual type of reversal that we see, the pattern here. We see a lot of mitigation of this area. And then there's a low here. Oh yeah, that low, the previous low here is the lowest one between the two. So really, price has not left from the lowest low, is what I'm trying to say. It left from another low, which, you know, that could also be price doing what it does when it, you know, makes a low, comes back, and then leaves. This could be the comeback, although a double bottom here, it's more like, you know, it seems more like a double bottom than a top of the, you know, close to the lowest low, which would be my 80% area, I call it. I don't know what the actual technical use for it. I am not a professional trader. I am just a rookie trying to get better at this. So if I mistake the terms used, I'm sorry. But they make sense to me. And that's what matters, because I'm the one putting my risk out here. You see, we did get a rejection there. Price could also kind of hang around here, maybe make a new high here before trading down here. Let's see on the 1 minute chart. There's an imbalance left here. Price might want to mitigate it. But we're not going to be chasing or trying to look for an abrupt reversal. we're going to look for indications and then take hopefully a good trade. Well, hopefully the timing is good. That's the hard part. Sometimes we see things, we are correct, price does go where we thought it would, but it leaves without us because we did not enter the position, because we hesitate, or because we're just late on the entry and we don't want to take the risk, or because we're new at this. Whatever the case may be, that's kind of the hard part. And it seems like one of those days where, because there's a lot of consolidation, even on the bigger moves, like right here, because of that, we will be paying attention to the larger time frames to find out where we are. The next high to break would be here. This one's broken, or just ran this area, coincides with the 80% area, going through that imbalance left. Maybe a reaction from there up. Maybe wants to take out this imbalance, or this one, well, this one, or right here also. So multiple imbalances left. Or it may just want to come back all the way, keep breaking the lows. Price, you never know what it's going to do. All you can do is watch it, take a position. Pretty much it. It is 9:41 a.m. No one's watching. How can you go live for 7 days in a row with no watchers? Good question. Excellent question. Yeah, we're doing this to get better at trading, keep ourselves accountable to ourselves, really. Because if no one's watching, I don't mind. Now, if anybody wants to join, awesome, amazing, welcome. We're forming a bit of a range. That imbalance did create a barrier, but we're gonna see what happens maybe here, then here, then here. And if it just goes down all the way down here, we're gonna watch for this area, maybe take a position going up. Once we saw this doji, that did give me indication of a reversal, at least on the very near future. But a lot of times they're deceiving. Sometimes they create a little barrier here, price keeps going up. But as far as generalities, when you see a doji, a lot of times price starts to reverse. I mean, doesn't mean that it doesn't go higher, but it gives a bit of a reversal point or indication, I guess. Because as you can see, it's the doji, and then it didn't just keep going like it had been. The doji, and then we got a bit of a reversal, which has been ran. The high of the doji was ran here, but by very little, and then price immediately traded lower. And right now we're gonna see if we run the high of that doji. This could be a good position to take going down, but even though it looks bearish for the last 5 hours, 4 hours, We did run the highs here, and on the 1 minute even broke them. They were not broken on the longer time frame, the 10-minute, but on the lower time frame, they're definitely broken. So let me check the 5-minute again. Yeah, on the 5-minute, it's just a wick. But on the 1 minute here, there's a big candle that did close. So there's 2 candles here instead of 1 wick on the 5-minute. So we did run through that imbalance. This S&D zone caused a bit of a wall. We still have not ran that high after the doji. The ATR has gone down. So today, just as an added little bonus, I'm going to take a look at one more indicator. We're going to look at the RSI, which is a popular indicator, giving us indications of a overbought or oversold market. The colors are a little bit too bright, especially on a white background. So let's make them darker here. Yeah, it looks a little better, I guess. Kind of small, but. So the RSI here is telling us that price was overbought for a bit. So that 70% or 70 number above it means oversold or overbought. Overbought? Yeah, overbought, right? Yeah, overbought here, oversold here. I don't really use indicators because I like to pay attention to the actual chart and draw my own conclusions from price action. But I have been learning about them. So, and the problem here is that, okay, what does this tell us? Well, it tells us what happened already. It's not going to tell us what's going to happen or even what's likely to happen. It's just going to tell us what has happened. And we can see in the chart what has happened. Things that pertain to us, like our support and resistance. Whereas an indicator gives us signals, yes. There's a signal that it's oversold or that it wants to be oversold, but this does not mean that it could go either way, just like price. But sometimes people, traders look for divergence where, let's say the asset is oversold, but the price is, let's say, down. So you see the price down and this up. That divergence a lot of times coincides with a reversal point. In any case, we'll leave it there just for reference. We're not going to pay attention too much to it because we're looking more for the barriers created here. So we did run that doji high and ran it and broke it. Also broke this high that we just made. So this point, the S&D zone below this imbalance was the one that propelled price higher, even to break the structures to the upside. This is the next high to be broken. So this might be a good opportunity to see if we're going to trade higher. But we'll see if this low gets broken we might just be coming to this area before trading higher. This time the imbalance being what drives price up. So we are in that imbalance area there. We're just tapping it. We just tapped it, and right now we keep mitigating all this area, which is going to be an interesting S&D zone left. If price does leave that area, whether up or down, we're going to be watching what happens when price gets back to this area somewhere in the future. And especially here where kind of price left the area, came back to it, left right away. So there's a mitigation of it, of all this that didn't get mitigated as much as, let's say, this whole area. I was going over all of my trades I've taken in this 7 days or 6 days. Not today yet, because I haven't taken any. So 6 days of trades. I took a look yesterday, and you know, considering all the fees and commissions, I'm pretty much at a profit. I've won more than I've lost. But of course, all those fees add up, and we're still in a drawdown. But as far as, you know, evening, winning versus losing trades, I think my balance would probably be about 50,000, I don't know, 100 maybe 155 bucks in fees so far, maybe a little less, maybe 130, something like that. That's what I imagine, just considering how many trades I've taken, which is about 15 or something. So maybe a little more, maybe 200 bucks in profit I would be already if it wasn't for fees and commissions. But hey, that's the game, you know, you gotta pay to play. So I'm not upset about that. But and also it, you know, even though we're in a drawdown, that number is a little bit different than our performance has been. And that's good for us. That means that we're doing things right. I mean, 6 days. I remember the first time I took an evaluation, I lost in like 3 days. Like, it was ridiculous. I mean, I lost my whole drawdown balance, which was like $2,000 in like 3 days. Now, I didn't follow any rules. I didn't have a specific strategy or anything. I just was trying it out. But now that we are trading with rules and with discipline and at certain hours, we are doing much better than, you know, 3 days. For 6 days, we're even pretty much. So that's hopeful for the next evaluation, that if we're able to get some good days of trading, you know, catch some profit, if we're able to avoid avoid big losing days, then it gives us a chance to pass, get funded, make real money. Okay, so we ran that high, I mean that low, sorry, and now this imbalance is the one that is reacting a little bit. So when price does get back here, we'll take a look. Like I said, we might just be going all the way down here, or even here, or even here, to start trading higher, and even break the, you know, aim for the highs created over here. By the way, this one, remove it. And as far as the immediate lows that we want to pay attention to is the, you know, like I said, there's a lot of action to the left. There's a lot of consolidation going on, even on the moves to the upside or the downside. So price can kind of revert at any point, because there's so much action to the left that it's hard to determine what's going to cause a reaction. But definitely, again, if we look to the immediate left, the price could react from here. And if we look at the left, it's hard to tell what it could do because there's so much action here. But the low of this bar here with this wick, well, there's a huge imbalance left from here to here. So price might want to come back. If we run this high, that would be indications for a reversal up. And of course, this is the low that we would break to think that we're going lower even. Oh man, 1 second, guys. All right, I just got a phone call I had to answer. Jeez. But we're back. I quickly dispatched the caller. So we ran this low. We ran this low. This is the low we haven't ran. So yeah, this could be a good reversal point here. So what ended up pushing price up was this S&D zone. If we ignore the wick, it really was the imbalance left. And did not run the high. So we might still go lower. And everything kind of looks the same. I'm looking at the 5-minute on my other monitor, looking at the 10-minute. And it all pretty much looks the same because it's so full of candles and wicks and price action that price pretty much looks the same on all sides. There's definitely places of interest for us on the longer time frames, but it seems like a difficult task to make, our prediction model, I guess. This is the 10-minute. So again, that zone could be drawing price downward. Why is this zone important? Because it was a big imbalance left here. As you can see, there's a tiny imbalance here. There's a huge one here, which did create a low, or was a place of interest because of all this action where price reversed a little bit. But then that area got ran right away. Well, not right away. It took 20 minutes, but eventually got ran. And then that imbalance and a little bit the S&D below it was causing price to go up. This could be a good point where price keeps going lower though, because the Nasdaq is not Bitcoin, right? It's not just gonna blow up. And I've decided to make no comment about Bitcoin's bull run. No comment. Here on the 1-minute chart, which we haven't sketched out. We got this low here. That's the low that we're looking for. And a good range here, I would probably argue this area here is of importance. Look at all that action there. Price did leave the area, but this is the same area that kind of got broken to the upside. This is the high that we need to break. What else? To the left here, just a bunch of stuff going on. Just a bunch of stuff. Wicks, breaks to the downside, protected lows, protected highs. It's crazy. And as far as our protected low, you know, that would be this. Well, there is really no protected low, maybe down there, lower, because we really haven't broken structure to the upside. I mean, I would consider maybe this an important high to be ran, to consider this a protected low or a, yeah, validated low. So again, this wick did end up being a price where, a point, sorry, where price did break the high. This is the next high to be broken. This fractal might be a good place to short from. Might give us some reaction right here as it's happening. This fractal imbalance type candle structure. Lots of a big move, I guess, from here to here. It was a big drop. But we also have this action here. So still bullish. You cannot deny that it's still bullish. Even after, maybe, you know, what's going on is that the Asian market, I guess, or people who trade at 3 a.m., which I'm assuming it's on the other side of the world, because I don't read the news or anything, because it's a rabbit hole I don't want to get into, waste too much time. But let's say here is 3 a.m. March 4. It's been going down, and then maybe as the Americans take over at 9 a.m. or whatever, 8, you know, this is, I'm on Central Time here, so this is for the New York folk, for folks in the East Coast. This is 10 a.m. This is 9:30 a.m. So 9:30 a.m. here. So as market opened, it went up. So maybe the Westerners are longing the market while Easterners are shorting the market. That could be it. I don't know. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Every day. Oh, by the way, if you look at my page, my YouTube page, on the banner, I've got Rumble, Patreon, Twitch, and TikTok. I will be posting on all those 4 or 5 platforms, YouTube being one of them, 5 platforms. I'll be posting content, but I'm still kind of figuring out exactly what I'm going to post on each, because I don't want to post the same exact content on all of these platforms. Instead, I want to have different content for different platforms. On the Rumble, I'm thinking I'm going to rant while I look at the charts and maybe not trade at the same time that I rant, because that would be really hard or might not be wise. But maybe I can dissect the chart, make my usual charting, I guess, sketching. And at the same time, while I'm doing that, I can do some rants. And believe me, I got stuff to rant about, okay? It may seem like I'm in a good mood all the time here, but that's just the lion sleeping inside of me, I guess, waiting to come out. And I'm not gonna let it come out on YouTube, because there's kids out here and all kinds of people, disgruntled employees, I guess, disgruntled people. So instead, I'm gonna use Rumble to rant, and then something else for TikTok, something else for Twitch, maybe gaming. I'm not a big gamer. I don't suck at gaming, because I used to game as a kid, and now that I'm older, I'm not gonna say how old yet. We'll find out later how old I am, but now that I'm older, I don't game like a kid, right? But I do still like games. Like I do like them. Like, the problem with gaming is it's just too much waste of time. Like, and especially with games nowadays, used to be that games, just turn on the thing and start playing, like Mario or whatever, right? Like you just plug in and play. Now you have to like wait like 30 minutes for the intro and loading, and like a whole world is out there, and you can like grow a beard, like, shave. You gotta go shave in the video game. It's like, ain't nobody got time for that. So every now and then I come across a game, for example, like Red Dead Redemption. Oh man, when I played that game, I was like, man, this game is awesome. I want to do this. And then I noticed that 3 hours or 4 hours went by like in 30 minutes. And I was like, oh, hell no. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to do this. This is going to just waste 3 months of my life, and I'm going to accomplish 0. Yes, I'm going to enjoy the game. It was, I mean, I haven't, like I said, I probably played like 3 missions or something. I can't even remember, but I played some missions, started like doing stuff in the world, and I was like, nah, this is crazy how time flies with this game. It's just a slow game, kind of. It's nice. It's not boring. It's not boring. It's like you can get into it, but it's just so much time consuming, and no, I couldn't do it. So that's a cool game that I would like to play. Maybe, when I'm retired, make all this money from trading, freaking 60 years old, 70, then play the it's probably gonna be Red Dead Redemption 8 or something. Freaking get on a real horse to, like AI real horse, something like that. And then maybe I can play, video games all day without caring. But right now, it's hard. But I do want a game just to be on Twitch, maybe talk about trading as I'm gaming. And that would probably be a good way to just build an audience. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, give people what they want. You want me to game with you? Go to Twitch. You want me to joke around? Go to TikTok. You want me to rant? Go to Rumble. But always trading, with trading in the mix, with some kind of trading not financial advice, because that's not what this is. This is not financial advice. I'm a rookie, demo account, paper money, but talk about trading in general, why I love it so much, the taboos or myths that surround the industry, things like that. Things of that nature would be fun to talk about on the different platforms. Now on YouTube, of course, we're gonna be doing the real nitty, and of course Patreon, guys, that you can join right now. Okay, patreon.com/Weko. You can already sign up for a tier if you want to support this channel and all my endeavors. I know it's really early and no one's watching, but just in case you watch this video later, maybe you go into Patreon and I already have a lot of videos in there. So what I'm thinking, because right now if you go on Patreon, you basically see the same content that you see on YouTube. But eventually what I would like to do is do exclusive content for Patreon, which is probably going to be me trading a live account, like real money. Because I'm a rookie and a newbie, I'm probably going to be trading the micros first, you know, with very little capital to start with. But that way you can catch me trading real money. But for Patreon members, because I don't want to do it on YouTube, you know, live account trading, because I'm going to catch a lot of flack. Okay. I kind of saw that, you know, honestly, guys, I was watching that closely and I did kind of think it would do that. Just because, like, it did run this high, which, you know, a lot of times when it's running highs, it runs 1, 2, and then that larger one, that the one, it doesn't go there. It actually goes through that 80%, what I like to call my 80% zone. Just like here, 80% down, and then up again, 80% down. But it was just so quick that, you know, I wanted to see what would happen in these candles, but that was the drop. And that's what I was talking about earlier about missing opportunities, I guess. And now we have to wait because, you know, if price keeps doing exactly what it has been doing, then a run of the low is very likely. Headed back, like, again, we're gonna be paying attention to when price gets here, if it does. Maybe we can get an entry going up that's close by here. It would be, you know, a very small risk, which, I mean, small risk in terms of how much risk, like capital wise, but a good entry nonetheless if price does decide to go up from there. The upside potential could be substantial. We could make a really good trade. So if price is around this area and I do take a position, I'm definitely going to be more looking for a bigger move than 5 points or 10 points that I have been trading in the past 6 days. So I'm willing today to be a little more patient and look for a good entry with small stop loss and a good amount of profit, possible profit. Now, I always say that and I end up closing my position early because I get anxious when I'm in a trade, right? I get anxious. I want to make as much as possible, and I don't have the discipline yet to let the price just go with the fear that it might come back to me, to my stop loss, or just waste a lot of time without making much profit because I miss my profit take. But like, if this were to happen, going up to around here again, depends on what happens here, because this is going to leave, you know, a mess, and that mess we're going to have indicators to where price might go to. But of course, you know, we're not gonna trade up from here trying to catch, you know, the run of the highest high all the way over here. It could happen, but we're not gonna try to do that. We're gonna try to be a little more conservative and just take, profit here, but at least not 10 points, maybe like 15 points, 20. That would be great. It would definitely give us a big boost of confidence. We would be in a profit. Now, if we lose a couple of trades trying to do that, let's say we run 5 points on the stop loss, then that's $200 that we could lose. But then maybe on the third try we get what we wanted, and it offsets the losses and gives us some profit. Not great to do that because we get in a drawdown for a bit and we have to recuperate, but at least, we are still kind of trading according to our rules or a strategy, which I don't really have a strategy yet. This is just kind of do as you go. I don't know if that's a thing, but so the low didn't get ran. It could be just more consolidation and then drop, but definitely something to watch for because this is also a good area. We did mark this, or we did mention this, that there's so much going on. This fractal here, of course, I didn't see it earlier, could give us that higher highs, but we have to wait because we haven't made any higher. I mean, the highs keep getting lower. Although here we did run this one, but we didn't run, of course, this one being the major run, the major high to run. But now here we're looking, there might be a little bit of signs of reversal here for sure, especially with this low not being ran and now trading a little higher. We might run this high here. Let's see what happens. And time flies without no trading, without trading. We are trading, but we're not taking trades yet. And honestly, guys, like, how should I explain this? So on the days that I don't trade, like Saturday, Sunday, I don't trade at all. But I do get in on a replay account. If you don't know what a replay account is, basically the same as a demo account, but you get to decide what time and what day to trade on. So it's already happened, which makes it a little bit, of course, it's like I'm here every day, Monday through Friday, so I already know what the deal is. So I have to sometimes pick days that or times that I didn't trade at all. Like, for example, like if I traded from 9:30 to 10 to 11 on Tuesday, then I'll pick Tuesday at 1 p.m. because I may have forgotten what happened, although I did look and see what happened on Tuesday, but by the time I go to the replay, I may have forgotten. And the problem is that the replays don't give you too much of a time, like too much past days to trade. So meaning that like it only, like let's say today's Wednesday, they only give you Monday and Tuesday, but you cannot trade Friday anymore. It's not an option anymore because it's too far away. And so anyways, the point is that yesterday and Saturday I traded on a replay account and I was doing so good because there was no pressure. I wasn't streaming. I wasn't preparing for evaluation. I was just like trying some things out and I was doing so good. So right now, I don't feel that confidence that I felt that, those replays. Of course, that might be due to the fact that it doesn't matter if I lose on a replay because it's not even keeping track of the account as much. I mean, once you close the window, that's it. It's done. Or you can, if you want, you can keep track of, you can make it like a ongoing thing, but since I just do different days, it keeps resetting. So it doesn't really matter the results, but I do see great results. A lot of times I do see like big losses, but also big wins, and more wins than losses. So I quickly build up accounts on a replay, but it's not the same when you're streaming, when you actually care, when you're trying to follow rules. It's just so much harder to trade, but that's a good thing because in the replay, I mean, I could also lose big and then, you know, not care about it. Of course, that would be very emotionally taxing. So we didn't run the high again. This, you know, this, we put this there because we thought that could give us a reaction. Now the range is really short here. I mean, this is it right here. We don't know what price really wants to do here because it hasn't either broken the low and it hasn't broken the high. So this and this is really our only indicators of what price is ranging into. The 5-minute chart, I mean, you know, I would show you guys, but it doesn't really look that much different. And I'm considering on this price action, just because of the nature that it's ranging so much, that maybe a lower time frame might be a better place to trade from. So this is the 20-second chart. We might catch more moves this way, where price might be a little more, it might be a little more clear what price wants to do from here. So we got this high and this low. The doji, a bunch of dojis on the 22nd, 4, 5 over here. Look at all these dojis on the 22nd. Crazy. And as we get better at trading, we'll be so much better at this that we can identify environments that are harder for us. But we are not there yet because we haven't put in so many hours that we actually have the data. That's why it's important to journal your trades and keep consistent with looking at your trades after each day and stuff like that, because you can get data. And now with AI and everything, you can input that data and AI can give you statistics and results of what could be beneficial for you. You know, trade at certain hours, don't trade when high volume, trade when the ATR is low, something like that. The more data we give it, the more it's going to be able to come up with conclusions. So right now, that's what we're kind of doing, is gathering data every time we trade. That's why we trade no matter what. Unfortunately, right now, I don't feel the confidence to go into a trade. To me, it just seems like price is just moving a little too, like it's reverting from points that could mean anything, I guess. But you know, it's doing what price usually does. Now, they did hit that area that we talked about, that we said we might trade from. Actually, no, it didn't. Sorry, no, because the low is all the way down here. So, but this 50% of this drop is here, you know, around here. So this is a lot of times, especially on a bullish market, on the higher time frame, bullish direction, this would be a really good spot to leave from and break the highs. But now, as you can see, price is making lower highs, not really breaking the low, so we're still in a very like tight spot. Oh, here. So right now it's more likely to break the low than the high, just because it's making lower highs. And again, we got a reaction from there. Back to the 20-second chart. This could be actually maybe a good trade going up, but we have to wait a little bit. Huge wick. So that might be the manipulation of trades before going up, the way that happened. Let's see this high here, run the high, giving us bullish indication. Yeah, definitely run that high, run the high. So if we get another entry down here, we'll make a trade. Although we didn't run this doji high, but the doji does also give us indications of a reversal, as I mentioned earlier. So we're going for 5 points in this trade. I'm thinking of whether to move my stop loss down here. Well, I did it. So we're risking more than 5 points, but I do think the upside could be good. Yeah, maybe that trade was a little premature actually, especially since we ran this low. Yeah, I might move the stop loss to take a shorter loss because I don't know. Yeah, it's not running the highs. There we go. Okay, good. Good. So now that that happened, we're gonna go just a little higher here to the 80% area of this area. And we're gonna move our stop loss to break even once that candle breaks or closes actually. There we go. Well, we're gonna have to go here for now. Yeah, maybe we should have taken just a shorter profit because we ran that low. We might run this low. We have to run this low first. Yeah, we should have broken even, I guess. We'll see what this next candle does. This is the candle that should push up if it does. Yeah, price doesn't want to trade higher, so we're going to limit our exposure. It didn't give us a chance. Yeah. Not running the highs yet. Okay, that's good indication. Maybe a good time to place our stop loss close to the break even, because then we can look for another entry. Oh my god, didn't let me do it again. Move so quick. 20-second candle, of course. 5 seconds is half or 1/4 of the candle. Yeah, we're still not trading any higher or lower. That's not a good sign. Yeah, that's not a good sign. Price doesn't really want to leave from our entry. Oh, it's gonna take us out. Is it? Ooh, it wants to take us out for sure. Okay, we lost that trade. There were some chances to break even. We should have done that. That way we can get in on a lower spot. I did move it. I didn't put below this because I thought it would be too much risk. It would be like 120 bucks instead of 65. And once, you know, I figure if it does break this, it's gonna aim for this anyways. So yeah, I mean, it might happen that it just stops there and goes up, but the likelihood is more that it breaks it. Yep, you see. And yeah, again, you know, I should have taken profit when I had the chance. I was a little greedy, but it did seem like a spot. It's one of the entries that we're looking for. The problem was we were too impatient, especially on the, you know, we gotta really admit that the price is going down, at least for the time being, even though we're in a bullish, I guess, market. We're on a downward trend at the moment. So now we have this S&D zone here, or well, big imbalance here in this wick from here to here. And this happens to me often where I place a trade, goes down a little bit and then goes up my way. Not that this is happening yet, but that's happened to me a bunch of times. Just one more drop and would have. Now, the stop loss is everything, right? If the stop loss gets hit, that's it. And if you don't put a stop loss, you can risk your whole account. So we are down again. Didn't run the high, so we might keep going lower. So the good entry would have been, because if I went down here, that wouldn't have been good, because my stop loss would have been somewhere here, and that was so stupid to not take profit when this happened, but that's okay. We'll learn, right? But in any case, a good entry would have been here, or even this one, where it really came down here, maybe here, as a second opportunity to get in on the going down. Price never did go to that area. If our entry would have been about here, then we would have been in drawdown for a bit, but that's if we didn't move our stop loss, and could have raked in big profit. But now that we have this happening, we're going to look at the 1 minute chart and then now pay attention to that move going up that we mentioned earlier, where we can have very little risk and big reward potential. But the likelihood of us getting taken, it's high, because kind of a big risk, or just big risk that it doesn't pan out, but small risk capital wise. So the low is really here, nothing to the left except for that big mess over here. It's in the middle of that. Okay. Yeah, so we're in the bottom of that swing point, I guess, from the left. So this could be a good spot to trade up from. Let's see if we can get a clean entry. We're doing this on the 1 minute chart since we're looking for a bigger price move than before. I'm paying attention to the price because I want to see if I can get a really good entry. Okay, well, not the cleanest, but we got something. So we're risking about 7 points to get about 10. I should have done it right here. I was about to do it, but. So yeah, this could be a bigger move. But we don't want to get too greedy because of what happened to us the past time. So this time we are going to move our stop loss to the break even, especially since our entry was actually really good. So we will take the profit. We're not going to linger on this trade. Yeah. So $170 profit after the, I think it was like $100 loss. Let's see. No, it was way more than that, I guess. Oh, no, it was only a $65 loss. I forgot about it. I forgot that I did move my stop loss and made it a small loss. So that's really good. It's 105 in profit in 2 trades, 50% accuracy. Not bad. I mean, that was a good trade. Placement wise, as you can see, I could have gotten way more points. Look at this. And I did mention that that's what I was looking for. However, the way it started moving down, I could have made less and then even just make almost nothing. Yeah, look for another entry, but now with fear. So, you know, sometimes it's just good to take profit, especially when you're a bit of a drawdown. Now we're actually above a 50K starting point. So not upset that I didn't cash this. A little bit too early, yes. 170 could have been 210 or, you know, 250. But we're not too greedy because the goal is to pass the evaluation, not to make as much money as possible. If this was my real money, my live account, I definitely would take more risk, guys. I would take more risk with my own money than with the prop firm evaluation, because the prop firm evaluation has rules. And one of the rules is that you cannot make too much profit in one day, because not one day's profit can exceed 30% of your total profit. That means that we cannot just get 2 lucky days and then lose every other day and still win, because we had such high winning trades that we still hit our target. No, they don't let you do that. They don't let you have a really good day and then bad days. You have to have consistently good days where you make profit. So taking this kind of profit at 170, it's ideal for that. Taking this kind of loss is ideal for that. You take too many losses. Remember, we have a trailing drawdown, which means that we have less capital to risk. As we make money and then lose and then win and then lose, the trailing drawdown is going up. If we hit it, we lose the whole thing. And because of that, this kind of losses are what we want to see, not, you know, double this. $165 loss in one trade, I think is a bit high. Well, depends on how you trade, of course. If you take one trade a day or something, I don't know. Depends on your style, but In any case, this type of stuff is actually really good for the evaluation. Maybe not for becoming a millionaire on a live account, but again, that's not our goal here. So after that move, now we are pretty much having to wait again. I mean, it's kind of a heavy day because price is really like moving in little small ranges and then leaving and then moving in a small range. So, you know, like this, like there's a lot of action here. We had to wait a long time to get this drop to catch this move. And then look, you see how it went down from here, from the 80% area, which I call it. So price tends to do the same thing over and over. This might be another entry point, or this might actually be finally the run of the lows, because the low is here and we haven't ran it yet. So we're gonna have to wait. I would imagine prices coming down again, but this high is not really, well, it is important, I guess, because, but it didn't give us a new low. That's why I don't consider this a validated low, even this or this, because we didn't run and break the lows here. So we might keep going up more. This could have been one of those moves that could be to the moon and give you like $1,000 of profit. But again, we're trying to pass the evaluation. That's why we're very conservative with our trades. 170 win, 65 loss, 105 win for the day. Not bad. We're still not done trading. We still have an hour and 20 minutes, but I am going to take a 5-minute break and come back into it. So when I come back, we'll see if there's something changed in the market that gives us more indications, because right now it could go either way, in my opinion. All right, I'll be back in 5, guys. See you soon. All right, we're back, guys. Yeah, price hasn't really moved. And my bias is that we're trading, I want to say lower, but this could be the reversal point, especially how this candle broke the lows and then didn't really return, except for this wick where we took our profit, but hasn't traded lower yet. Might do it soon, but this is what I'm talking about. This is why it's a little bit tough for me today, because it's mitigating areas too quickly. This might be a good place or a good strategy to just, you know, go for short, real quick moves up and down as we see this support and resistance levels forming on a minute-to-minute basis. But then we can get cooked by getting in on trades where price does pivot further. This could be a good entry on the upside, for example. Take profit here. I mean, just because it didn't run this low, doji up. And if price does come down here again, maybe it's another opportunity going up. Second opportunities usually don't pan out as good as first opportunities. Like this opportunity here would have been great. And because of the range that we're forming, we would have had our stop loss down here, had to break this low to take us out. And look at the profit that we could have made. Just right here, 5 points, even 6, 7 points. Not really. I mean, I wouldn't have done 7-point trade, but definitely 5 points. $100. We're back above 50K, guys. This is looking good for us. Because on the actual evaluation, on the preparation here, I'm only trading for 10 days. But on the actual evaluation, you don't have to just trade for 10 days. You can trade for longer. So if this was a real evaluation, we would be in a really good spot, because we are, you know, getting to that 10-day place that we have to at least trade for 10 days. And we are not in a drawdown. So this could be a really good scenario, especially because we really haven't made a lot of losses. Like, I think the biggest loss we've had was like 350 for one day. Well, we had a 365 on the first day, but that was kind of breaking a rule, and I went over that if you want to watch the video. But in any case, we were down like 50,000, I want to say 645, something like that. That has been our biggest drawdown balance total. And we managed to get back from there and never really have traded lower than that. So as far as our trailing drawdown, which is one of my rules, to pay attention to it. Pay attention to trailing drawdown. We are now nowhere near that, breaking that rule, which is not a rule for us here. It's just pay attention to it. So again, all that to say that we are in a good spot preparation wise. But look at price is really not going anywhere right now. We look at the 20-second, which is probably a better place to take short positions with. If we go up here, maybe trade down. So price, if this is the reversal point, then we're creating almost like three bottoms here and not really breaking any more highs. This is the last high we made and we didn't run this high. Of course, there's way more higher highs out there, but we haven't even broken these ones. Yeah, that could have been another good entry. We didn't take it. It did run this low, so we didn't know if price was gonna trade lower. There was a really good entry that we saw that we could have taken. That would have been in line with the type of trades we want to take is this one here. When we saw this doji, price was here. I did mention it, and it did pan out. So now we're running the highs here on the left. These two have been ran. There's a high here also ran. Next one's this one here, maybe even this one here. Yeah, because this one got ran. Yeah. And on a live account, imagine you take, you know, like I said, I would trade differently on a live account than an evaluation because of what I'm trying to achieve. On a live account, I want to make more money, yo. So maybe holding on to this trade, we'll still be in profit. And who knows, it might be one of those swing points on the larger time frames, which the larger time frames, again, don't give us too much indication for the future, unless we're headed to this area, which we marked off, and not really tap in here. All these lows ran. We're headed to, I mean, this one's really the one that's pulling price up, I think. This low here, I mean this high here. We have this, but we didn't have a break, so tough. It's tough to decide what price wants to do. It's really ranging. That's what I'm gathering from this, that it's moving in a range here. So it might keep doing that if it doesn't break, especially like it's getting more narrow. Maybe we can take a look at an indicator that I think one of those bands. I'm just learning about indicators, guys, so I'm not a very versatile with these things. But if we go to channels, I guess channels, and then maybe look at pivots. Why didn't? What? Did I? Where are they? Oh, there they are. Oh, I didn't realize the pivots here. I guess that's the one I don't know what what pivots are, but let's look at the Bollinger Bands. There we go. That's what I was looking for, that kind of channel. Oh, come on. There we go. And you know how I guess the volume, it's expanding and contracting, so there's little space here, there's more space here. And like something to watch out is like when it closes, you see it's open, there's a lot of room here, and then narrows, and then opens, and then narrows, and then opens, and then narrows, and then opens. And so it might be trying to narrow again. So we might see kind of a continuation where the bands keep getting more close to each other. So we'll leave that there for now. That way we learn a little more about indicators and how they can help us make decisions. My biggest beef with indicators being that they tell you what happened, not what's going to happen. No indicator can do that. Nothing can do that. Nothing can tell you what happened, what's going to happen, sorry. Everything can tell, anything can tell you what happened already. I mean, anything peer-reviewed, but nothing can tell you what's going to happen. So this could be a good reversal point, especially this being 80% area that we like. So we're going to take a trade here. What I like about this trade is I can place my stop loss right above that high there. Not really, I think there's more likelihood that we lose this trade actually, because the trend is going up and the lows keep getting higher. But I figured this is an important high. We're at the 80%, small risk. But now that I'm in it, I would not have done it again. Especially because there's a big manipulation here where price might go and test the area. There's a big imbalance left here, so it might be pulling price up too. And we did mention that we're going up, but figured I could catch a drop like what's going on right now. I still don't like my trade placement too much. I would have to run this low to get to my target. So I'm risking too much for too little. Yeah. I mean, that wick was a sign that we were somewhat of correct, but nope, we're gonna get taken out. Okay, that's a, oh my god, that was 6.5 points. I thought it was less than, I thought it was like 5.5. So we're back in drawdown. Oh man. I'm actually really curious to what happens next. Is my entry, my stop loss exactly the point of reversal? That has happened to me before. You can check it out on the other days. But no, I mean, likelihood is we trade higher. We'll see. We would have to break this low first. Oh, what do you know? This is my order stop loss. Look at that. Yep. Look at that. Is that fair? Does that seem fair to you? Or is the market just messing with me personally? Look at that. This is my entry here. Took me out. Boom. Broke all these lows. And my stop loss, yeah, I mean, it would be awesome over here. But as we're going up, that's too much risk for what's going on. I put it above this one. I thought it was enough room from here to here to test this low. Sorry, well, this bearish candle that created a high. And look at that. Look at that entry. And that's what we're looking for, right? I mean, we're looking for this. We noticed it was the 80% area. It tapped into more like 90%. I mean, 2 ticks, 1 tick, maybe even 1 tick. Look at that. One tick away from my order getting a good order. And I still wasn't happy with it because of, well, because of the price, the way price has been moving, really. Because this is unusual for the last 15 minutes. Big candles. There has been big candles, but not from a swing point like that. This one's pretty big, but this is bigger, way bigger. The only bigger candle that I see from this one is maybe this one, these two, these three. So it was more like this kind of move, but even closer to the peak. This, at least we had all this area before the big drop. Wow. So now the low becomes this wick again. I mean, I like that kind of doji. There's nothing here except this imbalance. There's an imbalance here left from here to here. So that's probably where we're leaving from the imbalance here. Right? From here to here. There's an imbalance left. And that's where price is shooting up from, breaking the high. Or running the high. We'll see if it breaks it. Didn't break it yet, so we might trade lower. Oh man, how unfortunate is that? That would have been awesome. And I thought this low was, if price had gone all the way over here, from here, then this low would be very important. This is the one that broke structure. Yeah. And that's when my order was placed. I saw this and I thought, okay, well, it could be a very important low. So I wanted, you know, my stop loss, I moved it to just get a little bit of profit. Took me out, and it ended up being a good place, a good order, a good trade. Would have been a good trade. You can see that for yourself right here. I mean, that's my stop loss. This is my entry. It's unfair, really. So three trades so far. The $65 one, the 170 profit, and the 130 loss. So we're still $100 down. It's a little more than we started with. Well, no, I was gonna say the first 65 loss gave us a lower number than this, so we're losing, but we're kind of recuperating too. So that imbalance has not yet given us bearish indications, but we're still not breaking this high here. So good trade lower. Now I'm thinking of placing an order here, going down. Let's check out the 3-minute chart. So that doji appears on the 3-minute chart as well as on the 1-minute chart. So that could be a good point to go up from this time around. Much more risk, but if we narrow our risk and just put the stop loss here, could still get a really good move up, especially not really running these lows here. $11 a.m. already, 11:06. Yep, what else will we talk about? So we'll see if we break this low here. Okay, we ran it. And we're hitting that doji. That might be a good point. Oh, I didn't place a trade. I pressed the button right on above the button. Oh man, I missed it. That's what I wanted. Oh man. See if we get another entry, but now I'm more hesitant, of course, because could just be mitigating before going down. That was an unfortunate, because the opportunity might be gone. Okay. Let's see what happens here. All right, so we took an entry. Oh, again, I'm gonna have to risk more than I wanted because of this candle wick. Yeah, definitely not a good trade, but really the action was here to trade it up. Would have made profit here. And even though it could still pan out my way, I look at the trend. We're not making higher highs. So it has to be a pivot point if what we think will happen, you know, what we thought would happen happens. Kind of seemed like it wanted to keep going up. All right, well, 55 bucks. That's what we deserve with that trade. You know, we deserve that from being cheated over here a little bit and a bad placement, missing out on this one, having our stop loss down here. Turned out to be better than we hoped. But still, you know, we're a little bit above what we started with today. We started with 945. But the reason why I didn't think it was such a great trade is because we're making lower highs here. We did run these highs here, but you know, to think that we're gonna run this and this and this, that's a little bit too much. Hoping for a really good pivot. Still might pan out. Still price might be headed to this line here. And you know, we're getting indications that it does want to. But we'll still have to deal with this high here. You know, I'm kind of giving myself a hard time for a good trade, but I just didn't think it was a good trade. I thought it was mediocre at best. Especially, I mean, we were in drawdown here. Our stop loss was here, so we did get the stop loss right this time, not like here. But this, I guess, is what prompted me to think that it wasn't a good trade. The fact that we're not making higher highs. It was a pivot point, but I guess I wasn't really expecting that quick of a move, especially in this is the low that we had to run. And in my opinion, I thought, you know, this is also very attractive for price, the 80% area of this drop. And that actually might be where we're headed to, running this high now. And, you know, this is our protected high here, where price really shot down from. So this might be a good entry going down, but at the moment we're going up. So I don't know. This is actually bullish signs here with this low running this low doji. Oh my god, we might be in another good area here. But price might leave too quickly for us. 20-second chart, we can't forget that we're on a very small time frame, so gotta pay attention to that. Yeah, this might just be mitigating this imbalance. Run the highs. We're still bullish from the run of this low and the break. So maybe this S&D zone is what drives price higher if we are going to break these highs over here. So this, we're gonna watch out for this area here if price comes down, which kind of looks like it wants to do. This area here. And see if we get a reaction. It also coincides with 50% of this area. Swing point. S&D zone after our imbalance gets mitigated. Maybe shoot from here if it doesn't go straight through it. If it does go straight through it, then we have the fractal here. Lower highs. Lower low. Looks like manipulation, the way that candle's moving. So run of the high. Interesting here. No break yet. Yeah, that's a break. No break yet, actually. I mean, if this candle, no matter where it closes, it might actually break. Let's see. So it's already broken. Yeah, it is broken already. So we might trade it higher now. balance here. Higher highs. Dojis left all over the place, not really giving us any pivots from there or reversals. This area here might be perfect to go down from. Let's pay attention to this few candles. Although we cannot forget that on the 1 minute might look a little different. Not really, but we do still have this high to worry about. And again, price is ranging tightly together. I'm sure that the bands, what was it, the Bollinger bands that we had on the, what was it, 5 minute chart? What? Yeah, here. They were apart and looks like they are coming down together. They're narrowing up. So I guess it is a useful tool to have the Bollinger Bands because you can see what the next move is likely to be, whether expansion or contraction. Interesting here. Might be a good place to place an order here with our stop loss being down up here. See if we can get a better entry. Although if it runs this high, then we won't do that. It has to be, yeah, right there was a perfect spot. We just missed it. Not to say that I missed the entry. I'm just saying that if we were going to take an entry, we should have done it then. But I don't think I would have, just because I keep thinking we're going higher. Because this is the run, this is the high that we need to run first. Then we can consider maybe an entry with the stop loss being up here. But it does look like we might have missed it. And again, because we are trending on a more narrow range. So we're trending now, down now with the range now being a little shorter from our indicator of the Bollinger Bands. And then also this could be that 50% of the area gives us the move up higher. So a lot of possibilities. If that were the case, the bands, the Bollinger Bands would expand, but they might just expand a little bit and then go narrow, you know, more narrow as time goes by, right? So they can kind of expand a little bit and then narrow more. So within the expansions and contractions, there's the opposite happening as well. So here, for example, we have a big expansion. Right here, I guess it's expansion, contraction, and then a little bit of expansion, contraction, a little bit, you know, you see here, for example, as well. So this could be here and then expand up, contracts a little bit, and then narrows more. So we're looking to see if price does leave higher. We are getting a little bit of a bullish indications here, but let's see this next. Okay, we did place an order. So we're looking again for a pivot. We're not looking for that expansion move. We're more hoping that price does as it's been doing. So this is another one of those where we might just get or order taken out, and then trade goes our way. Manipulation. But just the way it had been planning out with the run of this low, looked like a good trade, I guess, for a pivot reversal. We did run the high though, so that's not good news for us on this trade. We might mitigate the risk a little bit. Especially with that candle not closing lower. There we go. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, I should have gone maybe out of that trade. Yeah. Definitely should have gone out of that trade then. I was hoping to have a bit more of a wick. Price is very undecided here, but it's a very short trip to my, there we go, to take me out. Well, again, we were wrong. The expansion was more what happened. And then again, of course, my entry would have been no, I don't think this is the case. I think we are trading higher. I think we're aiming for this high, and I think we're going to break it this time. And back to drawdown. Now we are losing more than what we started with, but only about 10 bucks or something, right? Oh, actually, no, because we were at 9.45, like 100 bucks in a loss or something like that. So we're $80 down actually only. But with the fees and commissions, it adds up. That's 30 bucks. 80 bucks down, that's not a bad day, like too much. Like we still have room to trade. We still have 40 minutes. But the fees are adding up. And we have to overcome them if we want to have a profitable day. So yeah, no, I don't think this was the top. I think we're going higher now. So this actually would be probably the area to watch out for now. Well, that I gotta say that I had the chance to get out of this trade here with only like a $10 loss, and that would have been a good move since we could have waited and catch another drop if that's still our bias. Our bias really hasn't changed. I mean, as you can see now, it would have given me another chance to get out. So again, my stop loss is too short, my risk is too low for the type of moves I want to make, but we're learning, you know. Now we run the lows, but again, I think we're still going up higher. We did get the bullish indication, sorry, the bearish indication here when this happened, and ran this low here. Then we got in for a drop. Actually a pretty good spot to get in. But we always have some kind of manipulation that we're not aware of. So I'm thinking in the real evaluation, I'm gonna need like a one day to be at least like $500, you know, to give me a nice cushion. Hopefully I can get that day early and then I don't get in drawdown right away. But if I can make like within the first 10 days, make a $500 profit day, that will give me an awesome cushion to, wow, look at that. It would be give me a nice cushion to, you know, to have to make to trade with a little more of freedom and less constipation. So I think we are going higher here. I wish I could take a I mean, I want to take a trade up, really want to, but it's just not giving me the entry I would like, putting my stop loss down here. And you know, even here would be even more safe because I don't want this to keep happening. This is BS. Look at this. Well, actually, yeah, no, this one. I mean, they're the same thing. The exact same thing. Well, this one, I mean, this one wouldn't have been profitable. At least I would have not lose any money. Or I still be in the trade. I'd still be in it. I would have probably gotten out. I mean, you don't want to be in this going down yet. Especially with this running this. And this not running that. Okay, there we go. You see, I wanted to take a trade there going up. That one I consider a missed opportunity. And the reason I didn't take it, I'm going to say why. Because we are on the higher part of our range. And I'm wanting to go up. But it is the right move for a scalp. But not experienced enough to do that, I guess. Not when it matters. $30 to trade only. 31. It's gonna get hot, you know, summer's coming. And I'm feeling bad for you guys because you guys are gonna have to hear my AC going. I have a unit, a window unit. It's loud as hell. And it's right next to me because I like to be cold. So be prepared for that. That annoying sound. Well, it might be actually ASMR for some people. You can go to sleep, listen to my voice, go to sleep. Nice AC sound. What do you call that? White noise? Which I don't understand how noise can have a color. Blue noise. Purple noise. Red noise, yeah, that one I can see. White, red, yeah. I mean, red is just like, so white, that's red noise. White noise, I guess. Run of the highs. The area we want to see. Stop loss over here. Big reversal. However, we might be trading higher, guys. That might have been our pivot. Real pivot point is right here. Look at that trade that we made. Look at that, guys. I mean, what do you guys think will happen on a live account where I don't care? I don't really care about money. I care about evaluations. But money, my money, I always make money. That's the thing with money. Money comes and goes. So I have no problem risking. And imagine this. I'm still in profit. $1,000. Let's say 5 contracts. $50,000. Why not? Why not? What's stopping us? We're there. We're in it. We just don't take profit. Put it in our area here, like break even. Let it run. Then later when we're like, okay, I can deal with $800 today, or $8,000, or $80,000, then just close it. But we have to build our account first, right? That's what the funding is about. Getting funded, build up account, and then make the money. Part of me wants to trade higher. Interesting. Interesting. You know, this was the trade right here, guys. Too quick. This is too quick. This is 1 minute. Get a wick. Very small. And then bam. And then run of all these slows. And it's not stopping. So, you know, this is what we want to get good at. This is the ultimate deal. And it's proven that we're paying close attention to that. I mean, look at this winning trade too. Look at this one, and then look at this one. And then look at my losses, right? If we make this a win from here to here, and this is a loss from here to here, that's still perfectly fine. This is a good loss. No need to put more risk. We don't want to chase the loss. We want to chase the wins. Wow. I'm gonna be so rich. Well, I mean, I think I got something coming, you know? I'm a newbie, but I think I know where I am. All right, 3-minute break. I'll be right back and finish this up. It's been tiring. Roller coaster kind of day. I'll be back in 3 minutes. I just need a little bit of stretch. Maybe drink some water and all that. Be right back. All right, back for more. So this becomes our validated low for breaking the highs. Running this high and not breaking it. See what happens here in this S&D zone. Some imbalance also. Oh, no, really. Well, yeah, a little bit. Just right there where we are. But I think we're going to run through it back to this zone. Unless we break this high. And that there is an expansion on the Bollinger Bands now in that area. Well, not as big as I thought it would be. I thought it would be over here, but I guess because price is trading lower, still narrowing down. But the expansion here is what we were looking for. But yeah, I mean, it's, you know, it's going down. Well, it went up from here or stayed even. No, it went up a little bit. But looks like still narrowing down. So maybe the drop is here, maybe here, and then go up. But we could be headed down here. That's a possibility. We'd have to run all these lows. Yeah, this stream is going for a long time now. 2 hours. Okay, so now here, this is the one that's more important to us. The validated low, if you will, or our most validated low. Big reaction coming from there. But the high is pretty up there for us to run it. But it's doing it right now. So, oh yeah, look at that. Okay, we're getting some bullish indications again from this area. Let's see if we can get an entry. That's somewhat clean. And definitely could look for a higher profit take because we're making new highs and lower lows. Not new highs, but we're breaking highs to the left. So bullish indications. Well, we want to see maybe here, take a trade from there. Unless it runs through it. This is the low now. Highs ran. Still going up. I mean, even this would have been a good entry where I am, but okay, let's see what happens here. Maybe run the low and then really pay attention to this. But definitely the important low is here, at least for a scalping trade. Quick one, leaving us to break these lows to lose our trade. But also 50%. Could be a place to leave up from. Looks like it wants to run through it. Yeah. So this could be another entry. Wow. Okay, run and break of all those lows. So now our bias has changed for the time being. Now we're looking at this area next, the 80%. I'm gonna call it here. Or it could be this, it could just be manipulation of this area to trade higher. Because if you ignore the wick, maybe this wick of this candle, this is our trade from earlier. We we could not hold on to that for that long without being scared. So, you know, this looks a lot like this. So it could go up here, trade lower even. Looks like it's aiming for this low. Returning to that area that we were hanging out. The beginning of the stream. We started here. So we're back to our starting point. Not really yet, but I'm sure this is great price action for certain type of traders. For me, it's been rather difficult, but also I have been pretty consistent with the trades I want to make, with the type of trading I want to do. So the fact that we ran these lows gives us indication that we're trading lower, but the breaks of these highs or runs of these highs gives us indication that we're trading higher. With those two being said, we might keep just ranging, and our Bollinger Bands still getting, well, it did widen up here, so we did make lower lows, but it is still narrowing on the upper side, so this might keep narrowing down for a while before we get an expansion again, which would mean that price is just making a bigger range. Kind of want to take a trade to short this. Maybe a 3-point move here. Get our confidence back. Or just call it a day if we lose, because we could just trade another day. Also, we don't have to wait that long for our trade to happen. The ATR is 6.5, you know, it's pretty low. Not big movements. Get a 20-second chart. In the 5-minute chart, you know, we're at the kind of bottom of the range. So this might be a good place to short from if it goes up higher here to our line. Wow. We'll see if we run the highs. Maybe another entry here. Another chance for an entry. Oh, I didn't take it. I'm kind of glad. Wow. It's tough to take a short position from here, even though I kind of think it's going down like it is right now. And the reason why it didn't take it, honestly, I'm looking at the 5-minute chart and we're at the bottom of our range. So, but look at that. Would have been a really good move to take a trade there. I did mention I was going to do it, but look at this price action where so fast doesn't let you. This is a 20-second chart, and these are wicks. You know, 5 seconds, you're done. 2 seconds, 3 seconds, you don't have a chance to get in. All it takes is a click of a button, but it's a quick click. And now we're done with that trade. It's no longer wise for us to go down anymore, since we're back at the bottom of our range. Although I do think we're going to keep going lower. Yeah, with this range going on, I can see scalping being a really fun for some traders. Just catching moves up and down one at a time with good entries. A lot of reversals, mini reversals happening. No, I don't know. I think still down is the move. Yeah, after 2 hours of trading, I'm definitely tired. And we only have 7 minutes, so we might call it a day before we even take a trade. We'll see. This doesn't necessarily mean like a seem like a pivot point, but it could be a nice point of return down. Let's see. Interesting. Back to that spot. Let's ignore the wicks here. Let's see what happens. That could have been a good entry. To short. Okay, so I placed the order. 5 points. I'm not too upset about it. We are our stop loss is above those highs over there. And if we're trending, then price might go down from here. Although on the 5-minute chart, the candle is a bullish candle. Although we have wicks forming, so we'll see. Oh man. Wow. I don't know now. We ran this low. Wicks. No. Might play out our way. Especially with this big S&D zone left. Could pull price down. Over here we have imbalances, so those can be tricky too. Very undecided. Right at my trade entry. Back to break even. Let's give ourselves some room. Oh man, that was a little too early. I could have left my stop loss there. I think we're going lower, but anyways, we took the trade. We made $65. Not really happy with that, but you know, just look at what's happening. So actually, it was a good thing. I'm just a little bit upset about this. Maybe I could have taken $100, 5 points, instead of, you know, four for how many? Yeah, 3.5. So definitely tired from today's trading. It was a lot. It was a lot. There's a lot of movement, a lot of pivots, a lot of up and down. Let's see how we did today. We didn't break any of the rules. We're down $15 for the day. We took 6 trades. A lot of commissions. That's the problem with today's trading, is that we did take 6 trades, and with a 50% win-lose ratio, that puts us at $15 loss. So order size and stop loss and all that, not a big, not a big disappointment. We did have that trade where we took the $130 profit, which was great. I think it was 170 for one. Let's see, what's the biggest winning trade was 170. The average was 96 and the average loss was 101. So this is something that also we want to try to change around. I mean, if this was this and this was this, we would be better off. We would be a lot better off. This could be a $10 win or $15 win instead of a loss. And, not a big difference because it's a small amount, but as time goes by and with the fees and all that, that could work in our favor if we can bring this number down and this number up. The average winning trade and average winning loss going down. The max drawdown was 207. That's a pretty good actually for the day. But again, we only lost $15 for the day. So we're still on the game. We got 3 more days to go. Follow, subscribe, comment. See you guys on the next one, all right? Y'all take care now.